what we do is not for us. It's for our clients. Our client success is our success. That's when we recognize that we've had success, when our clients are successful.
Brandon Dawson here on the B. Dawson Show. I am interviewing my friend Ndaba, who is also our Chief Data and Science Officer at Cardone Ventures. And we have been changing the lives of business owners now for the last 2 years together. And we're just going to do a quick show on the importance of actually having data, having a strategy, having a plan, and fortifying the business opportunity within your marketplace. And there's nobody better to talk to than my dear friend Ndaba. Ndaba, say hi to the...
Hey, it's an honor and privilege to be with you, Brandon, on your podcast. One of the things we are doing, amazing thing, transforming clients' lives through data, and so it's a privilege to join you on your podcast today.
You know, a lot of people ask, like, how do you guys use science to engineer a business and combine the engineering, the science, the data, and formulate the strategy and the plan? We've been doing this for 2 years, and I know that we have our own secret sauce, which we're not going to give any of that away. But generally speaking, what have you found has happened when we deliver that in a package to somebody and show them how to grow and scale their business?
Well, that's a great question. One, they're blown away just by seeing all the data. And one of the big things that always comes up is, I did not see that. Why? People always think data is just in numbers. So we show them two things, qualitative data and quantitative data. On the qualitative side, we show them things that are in their view, but they do not see and know how to interpret them into data and use them in their business. On the quantitative side, we take a look at their zip codes, their customers, who they're doing business with. Are they in the right places? Can I give you a couple of examples?
Absolutely.
There's a company, a landscaping company. One of the things that our clients always want to do is more jobs. More jobs, more jobs. So we did the analysis and we showed that they did more jobs in one zip code, but in one zip code they did less jobs, 10 jobs in one zip code, 2 jobs in one zip code. Naturally, you'd think the one with 10 zip codes had more revenue, but guess what? It was one with 2. So they were chasing quantity without knowing that the quantity did not have that revenue that they were looking for, and they were in the wrong zip codes to do that. Now, once we showed them the ones with the lower quantity but higher revenue volume, that's where they should be targeting. These are the personas, and now they had a strategy to attack. One other example, a construction company. Construction company is located in a city, well, let's call it a smaller area. However, they're doing a big number of jobs. They're killing it, so they say. But we show them that in another zip code, they're doing 3 jobs, but those are higher revenue amount. They had no idea. Now they've got a data-driven strategy to go and grow their business.
Because they think of all customers as equal. And then you start showing them the highest valued customers in the marketplaces where they're getting it. And then you reverse engineer how they got those customers. Then we build a plan on how to replicate that. And then we give them the list of the people that could be those customers. And all of a sudden, not only do you have clear visibility into what you're actually doing, but you don't realize that's the highest value. You've got clear visibility into where you need to go do it. You got clear visibility into who you need to do it with. You have clear visibility into exactly how to get in front of those people and do it, because we engineered it for you, and then you got automation behind it. You've got strategy behind it. You get sales scripts. You can build your how to communicate it. You can have comp plans to go and show your teams how to make money. Engineering the whole business around where the gold is.
Right.
And what you and I have found over the last couple of years by doing hundreds of these is even you and I will sit there and sometimes be like, oh my gosh, we just found the gold.
Right. And we, as you call it, the 3 feet from gold, and there's a shout out to the amazing Sharon Lecter.
Yep.
Brandon always refers to the 3 feet from gold. Let's get that data, the robust data. Let's show them what they have not been able to see. Now they can drive their business.
You know what's funny? I just had this conversation with a business owner, and they're like, they're doing, call it $500,000, and they're like, I don't know that, we went through this process and I'm confused because I still don't know what to do. And you were on that call with me, and I'm like, okay, well, in your existing marketplace where your existing businesses, how big can you be? And all of a sudden, what'd they say?
Yeah, they didn't know.
they were like, I don't know. And I say, well, we delivered this program to you. Why don't you open it up? Let's go through it. And all of a sudden they're like, $5 million. Yeah, somehow you missed that when we presented it to you. Now, in your existing area where your existing services are, how big can you be? All of a sudden it's like, well, I don't know. Open it up, 25 million. So all of a sudden, the lack of clarity on how big can I be, now we get to go backwards. Let's talk about the step-by-step building process to go from $500,000 to $25 million. Now, somebody still has to do that work.
Yeah, absolutely. And also talking about that same client, they were talking about, oh, well, we knew this, we knew that, but it was not data-driven. Now the areas of expansion that we recommended were based on the distribution of customers, and now we're following the data as opposed to we think, we feel, we wish. Data-driven.
Oh my gosh,
strategy.
the think, we feel, we wish strategy of building a business. How many times have you and I in your head, how long have you been doing business planning?
Oh, so over 22 years, since
22
1998.
years. And here's the thing, he's a very competitive dude. So tell everybody that you don't like to talk about it. You don't brag about yourself, but you're a 2-time Olympian.
Yeah, competed in the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games and the 1996 Atlanta Games.
Let me tell you something. I've dealt with a lot of competitive people in my life, but this guy is one of the most competitive. And the way he channels the competitiveness is the 3 Feet from Gold. If you haven't read that book by Sharon Lechter, you should read it because it will explain to you how he channels that competitiveness, which is to dig and dig and dig and dig until we get an answer using real data, qualitative and quantitative, and then we're able to format that data into action steps using our methodologies on how to grow, scale, and create value in a business.
Absolutely.
How many business owners have we just absolutely watched after delivering that to them crush it in their
We've
business?
delivered over 150, and there are several cases of businesses that have transformed their businesses based on data. One of the things is 2 million, 5 million, 20 million, $50 million revenue businesses that we've dealt with. However, when we go through the process with them and ask them, what did you do to get there? We don't know, we did this.
Hard work. We got a key person that helped us. We got lucky and got a couple clients. It's that feeling. What'd you say?
Wish, feel.
Wish, feel, and hope.
Yep.
And it's like, well, we wish and we hope and we feel like we can get more, but it's not a strategy.
No strategy. Now we take that guesswork out of the picture. Shooting from the hip, as some would say. Now we put straight strategy behind it. Data-driven strategy.
And so here's the thing. By the end of this year, we will have done that for over 300 businesses. And we have a percentage of businesses that are almost all of them are growing, because if they're not growing, there's a different problem, because they were already where they were at. And then we gave them qualitative, quantitative, and strategic data and the action steps to go get it. But the next thing that you and I see where people struggle is the leadership to actually drive change management in the business.
Absolutely. And when I think of leadership, I think of you being the leader. One of the very first conversations you had with me was, how many of these business plans are you doing? Oh, a handful here, a handful there, maybe 20 for there. And you said, as a leader, what if I showed you how together we can do thousands of these? Transformational thinking. Now in 1 month, last month, we delivered 16 of these in 1 month. We were doing those in 1 year. Now in 1 month, we delivered them.
So what's really fun is Ndaba, I was looking for someone that had the intellect and the skill set. It's one thing to have the idea. It's one thing to have the ability. It's another thing to actually, the skill set. But it's another thing to share in the vision of what we've been able to engineer. And based on 20 plus years of business planning, thousands and thousands of plans, when I showed you what kind of planning we wanted to do to engineer these businesses, I remember you looking at me going, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was blown away. Okay, what is this thing? Okay, now let's build it. Taking from that vision, reverse engineering, now putting it together. And here's the beauty of it. We continue to innovate and make it better so that we can provide that transformational experience to our clients.
And what's so exciting about working with you is about every 90 days you call me and you're like, I've got another innovation. Let's test this. And we get to go into the test lab and we get to start tinkering with things, digging that 3 feet from gold, thinking we maybe found some gold. And then as soon as we realize, wait a minute, this is something we know There's no way an entrepreneur would figure this out.
Right.
It's sitting in their backyard. It's right there out their front door. And if they just go take advantage of it, exactly like we demonstrated to them, they could add 10, 20, 30, 50, 100% growth to their business, which most of that goes to the bottom line. And you and I have had 4 or 5 of those epiphanies. We've gone back to our clients and said, here, do this. And we watch them go from 1.8 million to 5.5 million, or from 1.8 to 8.5 to 22 million. And that's a podcast I'm shooting with her next. And so how gratifying is it for you when you remember delivering that to somebody who is sitting there thinking, how in the world can I possibly do that?
Oh.
And then a year later or 2 years later, you get to sit there when they're at went from 1.8 to 22 million.
It's amazing, because what we do is not for us, it's for our clients. Our client's success is our success. That's when we recognize that we've had success, when our clients are successful, when we hear those results. One small case study, a client we delivered to last year sometime, showed them one data point. They were transactional in how they handle a customer situation, very transactional. We showed them a data point, simple data point, 3 feet from goal data point. To date, when we had the year-end review, now it wasn't a big transformational number, it was over 250,000, but it was 250,000 and counting, which they would not have had if they had not seen that data point.
One simple thing.
One simple
How many
thing.
times have you and I seen, literally, it can be, because it's a multiplier. It's not 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's 1 times 3 times 9 or something. Like if you create one little change and then another little incremental change and then another little incremental change, boom, you could add millions and millions and millions, tens of millions in some of our clients' cases.
Oh, absolutely. In this case, 250,000 is at the time, year to date.
Yep.
By the end of this year, we're well over $1 million because of that strategy, data-driven strategy now they're implementing with intention. With a lot of clients, there is no intention.
Yep.
They're just
doing
doing
it, which E-Myth, Michael Gerber talks about it in E-Myth, doing and beating yourself about the head and doing it and hoping something else and wishing somebody else and being frustrated and doing it and being emotional about it. Like that's how most entrepreneurs build, because that is the nature of the process of building. This is why also 97% of all businesses fail under 10 years. Right? And 2/3 of all businesses fail every 5 years.
Right.
So when you think about the building process, just because you get through one break point, then the next break point, all of a sudden you think you've arrived, and then you make one technical mistake and you're back starting over again.
Right. And then also we all have the expression planning to fail, failing to plan is planning to fail. But one of my favorite ones is one that says, it's not the plan itself. It was Dwight Eisenhower that said this. It is not the plan itself that matters. It is the planning. So it is these processes that we bring into businesses, bring into our clients, that now build that transformational change.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if you've never seen what we do, you should come to a Cardone Ventures experience. You should talk to our clients that have transformed through this. I wanted to bring Ndaba on the show because, first of all, you become a great friend of mine.
Oh, absolutely.
Secondly, you're a phenomenal collaborator. Like, you and I have so much fun digging for that gold and trying to find the nuance that can make a huge change. And you and I both follow Jim Collins' work where he talks about good to great, great by choice, how the mighty fall. And then 3 feet from gold on top of that. And Maxwell about leadership on top of that. And Sharon Lecter and all these people, you and I share in the passion of taking all the things they wrote about and condensing it down into something where someone can create a $1 billion business if they want to. Right. We'll engineer it out to that point for them if they want. But the one thing that I've just gotten, like when I think about some of the things, highlights of this year because of how good we've gotten, I think about one of our guys that came in and said, I want to start my business. I'm an engineer and I want to start my engineering firm. I've been watching you guys. I don't want to do it wrong. I don't even have the business yet. Can you guys platform it, build me my engine, show me how to do it? We're like, sure. And that was a challenge for you and I because we hadn't done a startup yet.
Absolutely.
Launched that business in May and just told me he did 1.2 million between May and the end of the year.
And the results were in the data. Now we had a roadmap to follow.
And he thinks he'll do 5 million, 8 million next year. From startup.
From nothing.
Isn't that amazing? I think that's what you and I, we're probably geeky that way. We love that shit.
That's the fun part of it. Is sometimes there's nothing, but we'll find a way to create it. The principles and the methodologies that you've created, We take on those, draw on them. Now we create the plan. That's the fun part of it.
That is fun.
And the fact that it's different every time. We bring that creativity
That
in different
is
industries.
the fact it's different every time,
Right.
and we get to see hundreds of these, and then see what happens when we engineer them, deploy the processes, and then people start actually working against the plan. My definition of leadership is making other people's success easy. You've spent your whole career doing that. That's why I really appreciate working with you.
Greatly appreciate working with you. It's a pleasure. Looking forward to many more years of transformational experiences where we change people's lives, change our clients, transform their personal, professional, and financial goals.
And I'm going to put an extra plug in here, because for those watching or listening to this show, I also want to add that we launched with Grant Cardone 10X Buy Sell this year, where we're evaluating businesses for sale, or business owners who want to sell, or people who want to buy businesses. And for those people who get serious about wanting to get big, one of the things we're working on is we can engineer the businesses that either can be sold or bought, and engineer them using our methodologies before they're bought, so that someone has a plan to build massive value within those businesses. And then we went and launched Cardone Equity Group, so we could actually put the money up to partner with those people that raise their hand, that demonstrate that we can have confidence in them. And you and I were talking about this because you sit on both those companies, how exciting it is to get to innovate massive, successful business growth. And we're only in our second year on this. Imagine what it's going to look like in 3 to 5 years.
Absolutely. I was talking to a client last week. Previous client, we've developed their plan. And guess what? They were looking to move, acquire another practice somewhere, or start off somewhere else. 10X buy sell. Had that conversation on Monday. They're speaking with the team. Now we're helping them on the sell side, helping on the buy side. So with 10X buy sell, we're changing people's lives, because now we can provide them those opportunities, those avenues that you never knew that was available or where to go. Now it's there available to them. So that's exciting.
And if you're a business owner working with us, right? So we see your success, and then we automatically activate 10X Buy Sell, and we go out to the marketplace and we find businesses that we can help buy with you, or for you, or on your behalf, where you own it, or we own it in partnership, or we buy it. But either way, the beautiful part about this is when you're part of a community where everybody's pulling together and everyone's creating value together, which is what Grant Cardone's creating in all the different vehicles that we've launched with Cardone Capital. You can invest in multifamily with us. He'll teach you how to do multifamily. That's another option. With Cardone Training, we'll teach you how to do the sales training, or we'll do the sales training for you. With Cardone Ventures, we'll teach you how to build your business, or we'll partner with you to build the business. And the thing is when everybody's inside that ecosystem, 10X Buy Sell, we'll buy the business for you, we'll sell your business for you. Cardone Equity Group, we'll put capital in with you, we'll raise capital for you. It's like one place to go to accelerate your personal, professional, and financial goals. And for me, I can't think of doing anything more exciting, and honestly, I can't think of doing it with a better dude than you.
Oh, no, it's a great honor and pleasure. Looking forward to getting to even bigger places. And one of the things I like to encourage people is that using a hunting analogy.
Yeah.
And you may have heard it through different ways in hunting. It is the intellect that will load the gun, but it's the data that should pull the trigger. And so that's what I encourage everyone to do. Focus on the data, and that's what we do, and that's what I enjoy working with you. It's all about data.
Well, let's. What's going to be fun is next year when we're talking about the accomplishments, because we've had so many already. I can't wait, because you and I both know we're working on some things that will transform marketplaces.
Absolutely.
And it's so big, and it's so amazing, and it's going to be so much fun to do it with you. So thank you, Ndaba, for being on the show.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure. Look forward to a great 2022.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome.